The clubs had been apart in their valuations. Zenit had wanted 15 million for the whole window. They'd not budged at any point. Arsenal had started at about half that, got to 10, got to 12, got to 13.8 million on January the 31st. The deadline was February the 1st. Now, the weather forecast for February the 1st was snowstorms like you've never seen in London. And the agent involved took a view that, well, we don't want the weather to scupper this deal. So let's get him on a plane. Let's get him to London. Let's get him here. And they did it all in secret. They kind of got him over here. They had a hotel. It was in Elstree. And they said to him, look, you're over here. You're not really supposed to be over here, but we didn't want the weather to ruin it. Just keep a low profile. Just stay in the hotel overnight. Don't worry about it. Next day, they get the papers in the morning. Andrey Arshavin's on the back page of every newspaper, pictured in a bobble hat, texting on his mobile phone outside the hotel. All hell breaks loose. Zenit are saying, well, why is he over there? You've not got permission to have our player in your country. Arsenal don't really know where to take the deal from here. They catch a break, or all sides think they catch a break, when, because of the weather, the snow arrives. It's pandemonium trying to get across England, let alone trying to get flights in and out of the country. The Premier League decides to extend the deadline for another 24 hours. So February the 2nd is now the deadline. So on the morning of February the 2nd, the relations haven't thawed between the two clubs. Zenit are still annoyed. Arsenal are still saying, well, look, we don't really think we need to pay any more than 13.8 because the player's here. We kind of know we've turned his head. Eventually, you're going to relent. It gets to 40 minutes before the deadline. And the agent involved says, okay, I can't handle this anymore. I'm going to put the 1.2 up. And he phones Zenit and he says, we're at 15. Here's the 1.2. Zenit say, okay, we finally got there. The agent rings Ivan Gazidis, who's the chief executive of Arsenal, and says, I've offered them the 1.2 million. And there's a long pause on the phone. And Ivan says, okay. And the agent thinks, what does that mean? Does that mean, okay, we're paying it? Okay, I'm paying it? You know, he thinks he can get that money back in the commission that he'll make, but he's not sure. The email exchanges continue, and suddenly Arsenal are saying, okay, we're going to pay 50 million. So he thinks, phew, okay, I'm not now paying the 1.2. We've got there. We've got over the line. But the story doesn't end there, because this was an era when the fax machine was still in play, and the Premier League wanted official hard copies. The fax machine there. The Premier League wanted official hard copies of the documents that said these two clubs have agreed to transfer this player. Except the Russians' fax machine was broken. So we're now into the final 5 minutes of the window, and a phone call is going from the agent to Zenit to say, right, just send an email to Ivan Gazidis that says, we agree to accept this amount for this player, and Ivan will reply and it will say agreed. Just put one word, agreed, and then we've got on official documentation or some sort of paper trail we can show that this agreement has been made before the deadline. And he's frantically refreshing his inbox, and 4 seconds before the deadline closes, this email arrives that says agreed. And that was the only reason that deal got done. And they were able to argue with the Premier League, okay, we don't have the official documentation, but look, we can show this deal was completed before the deadline. And that ended up being one of the key transfers that brought in the sort of official deal sheet that is still used today, where both clubs have to submit the information to a sort of centralised party, and it's all kind of uploaded and done like that. The last sort of thing about this, I think, to say is that after Arshavin had been left the hotel because it had been mobbed by Arsenal fans, he was staying at the house of the agent, and the agent's son was playing FIFA with him. And Arshavin loaded up the game and he started as Arsenal. He said, oh, this is my debut at the Emirates. The agent sort of said, I remember thinking that could have been as close as he ever got.